Parth Chauhan is a former consultant and infrequent stand-up comic, mostly because the group chats he creates take up most of his free time. Known for his Peter Pan level refusal to grow up, Parth is here to remind you that life is funnier when you never take it too seriously or at all. Let's give it up for Parth. Parth! You never did.
How's everyone doing? Good. Oh. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah? All right, sorry about that, a little bit weird. A little new to this, a little rusty, my apologies. It's been a while since I've been back, guys, so thank you all for having me. I came in on Friday, I leave tomorrow. This is all tax deductible, so I very much appreciate this. Thank you, Manu and Ko, for having me up here. Got my little cheat sheet and everything. That's how nervous I am to be up here. And I appreciate all the people who came out specifically for me. I know $20 is a lot these days, especially for some of the Indian folk that were asking for discounts again at the door. But you made it, you made it. So thank you guys so much. It's cool though, it's been about 6 years since I've been back. I do want to say thank you to the ICC. Let's give it up for the ICC team that made this all happen. Yes. Let's also give it up for Ravi. Finally, he decided to come up on stage, so I appreciate Ravi for being a great host. Give him a quick round of applause. Anand, awesome dude, that was a great set. It's really cool to see a fellow young guy do his thing. And of course, Dr. Boo, we gotta give it up for him, right? It's very hard to open, especially for a brown crowd. I will say though, it's not a great advertisement for his plastic surgery business. You need to learn how to keep things tight. Just a word of advice. But who am I? I'm just some former consultant. But no, it's been a while since I've been back. I've been in California for the last few years. Got a new job out there. I work at Fox Entertainment, not news, so don't get too excited, some of you Trump folks. But it's cool, California's pretty sick. I love it out there. Been there how long? I guess almost 6 years in June, which is crazy to think. I've been working out there, and the reason I moved out there was for my master's degree. The main reason being I had to finish that final check mark of the biodata, because these days, if you don't have a master's, you don't even get forwarded in WhatsApp. Bachelors need not apply. It's a little wild. And the whole biodata game, it's crazy the people that I see on these apps, on these biodatas. Has anyone gotten one anytime recently? Because I heard everyone is single according to the questions previously asked. There were no married folk in the crowd, so I'm hoping. If you don't have any, I'll send you some. I got a whole backlog. But it's cool, people are super impressive these days. Outside of having a master's, you get to see what your potential in-laws make, how much money they make every year. It's solid income. South Asians, we're doing well. I also love the idea that on the biodata, you have to message the potential girl's brother. You don't just get to reach out. If you're not familiar with biodatas, it's like a dating resume. Normally, if you're interested in a girl, you would reach out to her on Hinge or something, like a normal person. You don't do that with the biodata. No, you reach out to the male relative listed at the bottom in the contact her information page. Little close to Islam if you ask my Modi side, but it's fine. But it's been good. California's awesome. I get to do all the white people stuff that you guys wouldn't do with me. So I ski, play volleyball, I camp, I hike. It's a good time. Also gives me a little bit of distance in terms of avoiding biodatas that my parents send, because they can't chase them digitally. They can just send them in my WhatsApp and I can just mark as read. It's good. That doesn't mean I'm not dating though, okay? I want to be very clear. I am actively dating, but I'm just like a modern guy. I want to use the modern tools available to me. That means the dating apps. And my parents, to their credit, they're okay with me using dating apps. They're pretty progressive, they're pretty cool. After all, y'all might not know this, but apparently they had a love marriage at some point. We don't know what happened in the last few years, but I turned out great. So they're cool with me kind of doing my thing. And I appreciate them for it. For those of you who are kind of unfamiliar with dating apps, you might have met the old school way, drunk on a college dance floor. Maybe your parents just forced you to get married for immigration or economic status, whatever it might be. There's a ton of dating apps out there. there's these general admission dating apps that's like Hinge, Bumble. It's for everyone, right? Anyone's on there, all shapes, all sizes, all colors, races, backgrounds. So theoretically, you have the most options, especially if you're a basic white dude over 6 feet tall. Then you have a couple more niche ones. There's the League, that's invite only. There's J-Date for Jewish people. There's Hi There for people who want to get high with their partners. That's an actual app, which is cool. So theoretically, there's something for everyone. There's also a bunch of opportunity. And of course, Indians were like, yo, we gotta get in on this. So they of course started with the in-person, the Patel convention. That's where like the basic dating convention kind of started. Then they realized to scale, we need to go digital. So all the IT folk in India were like, all right, we got you, Shadi.com. And that's like the old generation. And now of course, the new generation decided they want to get in, they want to be entrepreneurs. So they have Dil Mil and Mirchi. And objectively, pretty cool. You can find your South Asian partner from anywhere in the world, right? But you can kind of tell that it's like made by brown people, and I don't necessarily think that's always a good thing. The prompts are fine, all the critical questions like, what do your parents care about in your partner? Fine, I get it, it's important you marry into a family, not into an individual, blah, blah, blah. What's your favorite Taco Bell order, right? Yes. Then you get to learn like, does this person like veg, do they eat beef? Like what's the vibe here? Fair question. Of course, like what's your Bollywood spirit animal? I get it. Do you want like that romance, or do you want just like Lagan, some dude playing cricket in the backyard? I don't know. It's cool. And that's fine. As I said, the prompts are fair. But what's wild is what they do with the data they collect. Because Dil Mil will literally rank people and tell you what percentile you are based on the likes that you've received and the rejections that you've been given. Imagine being told with data that you are ugly. You can't even argue it, like, it's like subjective. No, it's objectively. You are 14 out of the whole list. I shouldn't complain though. I don't want to brag, but I was in the 99th percentile. If only because I lied about my height, but it's fine. I'm never gonna meet them in person. 95% of my matches are literally in Toronto. It's weird. Obviously I'm single. As you might understand for the next 15 minutes of however long I get to talk for. I'm starting to kind of freak out my parents, As I said, they were cool at first with me trying to do my own thing. But now my parents are trying to get a little more proactive with helping me out. They're like my dad, for example. He's like, Parth, I'm gonna give you some advice. How are you talking to these girls? I'm like, I don't know, it's like a text message. He's like, I got you. I'm like, all right, cool. What are you saying? I'm like, hi, I don't know what you want me to tell you about my conversation. He's like, all right, try this out, Parth. Text them, be like, hey, how's your day going? You want to check in on how their day is going. That's important. Show that you care. All right, thanks, Dad. Then, ask them how their week's going. Long-term interest. Then, call them. Be like, hey, we should meet in person. This will work. I'm like, Dad, I hate to break it to you, but I don't think conversation is the reason that I'm not getting dates. There's many other reasons. My mom, on the other hand, she doesn't really talk to me about me being single. She'll go to my sister and be like, so what's wrong with your brother? And I apologize for that, Gary. I'm sure that's an awkward conversation.
I get that too.
But it's a fair question. Why am I single, right? I think about it a lot. I look at some of the couples that I have in my friend group and I'm like, how did that happen? How did that work for you, my dude? And not for me. And so, being in California, I do a lot of I journal, and write, and I don't go to a therapist. I'm not full white yet, but I'm getting there. And so I'm thinking what's up? What's wrong with me? And I think it's partly due to my condition. It's not Crohn's, for those of you who are wondering. I do have Crohn's. It's not that, though my dad did once ask me, Parth, so he's a GI, by the way, for those of you who don't know. He's a Crohn's specialist. Has your Crohn's ever got in the way of relations. If you think watching a sex scene on TV is awkward, that was, ooh, I'm puckered up just thinking about that right now. It was wild. No, it's not the Crohn's, it's not the Crohn's, but it is my other condition because for the last 15 years, guys, I've been suffering from GRE. It's a golden retriever energy. It's like BDE, if you know, you know, but it's not as cool. See, if you have golden retriever energy, you know, you have great personality, great aura. I don't want to brag, but I have like tons of friends because everyone wants to hang out with somebody who has golden retriever energy. The problem is, the only person who wants to marry a dog is Ted Cruz. That's a little throwback for my Trump fans out there, right? You all remember that when Trump called Ted Cruz's wife a dog? Wild. 10 out of 10 insult though, to be fair. I think someone might have asked already, like, is anyone brave enough to admit that they voted for Trump in this room? Good. At least you can pretend. Because I mean, there's no way that we're Indians, right? There's no way that us hotel owners are gonna kick out our migrant laborers, right? And all of us doctors, we definitely care more about our patients than our paychecks, right? Trump's not for us. He can tell, you know, we know he's not gonna be able to tell the minorities apart. He might kick out the wrong brown people when he's kicking out Muslims, right? Like our crew. But I will give it to him. The man is something. I mean, have you seen his performances? When I do comedy, I'm nervous. You can probably tell in my voice, you can probably tell the fact that I brought like literally 6 pages of notes on what to say. I think a lot about my comedy, I write, I revise, I call people, I ask for advice, I'm trying to memorize things. This is like a very nerve-wracking experience for me, even though it's literally supposed to be fun. Meanwhile, the President of the United States just gets up and just bing bong huge, just makes shit up as he goes. He makes up hiring policies, he makes up tariffs, he makes up laws. It doesn't matter. And how many educated people still voted for him? It's crazy. It's honestly respect. And I don't say that lightly. But I will say, my parents, they definitely voted for Kamala. And I appreciate them because my dad would always say, we vote with our heart, not with our wallet. And that's like a really nice sentiment, and it's very pro-humanity, and it's the exact kind of like sentiment that he raised my sister and I with. You know, we were taught that people matter, it's good to be a good person. And that's how I was raised. And it's bit me in the ass so much. Because my parents, they screwed up. They raised me to be hardworking, to be trustworthy, to be honest, to like care and be financially savvy. And you're probably thinking, Parth, these are all like really good things in a partner. The problem is I'm not describing a romantic partner in 2025, I'm describing a business partner in 2025. You might think I'm kidding, but this happened not once, but twice. It might be an LA thing, maybe not. I'd be on a date with a girl, it's going great, we talk about our hobbies, talk about like what we do for fun, what we're into, education, all of that. And it would come up like, oh yeah, I have an MBA, I work in entertainment. And not once, but twice, a girl's been like, Parth, you're fucking awesome. Do you want to manage my OnlyFans account? If you don't know what OnlyFans is, you know what Costco is though, right? You pay a membership to get access to this exclusive warehouse, and you get a bunch of deals. For OnlyFans, all the deals are unwrapped. Fully nude, if you know what I mean. So, not once, but twice, girls have asked me, like, hey, would you manage? And I get it, a lot of guys have been asked if you want to subscribe, but the management side, I don't understand what it is about me that gives off, like, this guy's just so trustworthy. He should manage my secondary stream of income. I don't know if 2025 pimp energy is what I'm trying to put out in the world, but apparently that's the vibe. Can't protect you, but I can increase profits and revenue. Yeah. And it sucked, because like as I said, like I know what I'm looking for, right? Like I'm looking for someone who's smart, who's got like a long-term outlook, like passionate, dedicated. A lot of times I end up dating doctors. You know, doctors fill a lot of the list. A lot of doctors are also Indian girls, which is important for my mom, and that's cool. Sometimes when you go on those dates though, you can just tell it's not gonna go very far. Like this is the first date and it's also a last date. You know, sometimes you show up and it's like, you can tell the girl's like, damn, this dude's shorter than I expected. And I'm like, damn, this girl's wider than I expected. Guys, we're allowed to laugh. Trump won. We can make fat jokes again. We're back, baby, we're back. No, it sucks when you have those kind of dates. But like, when you're dating a doctor for the first time and you know it's not going well, it's actually an opportunity. You can't salvage most first dates. But with a doctor, see, I have a little secret back pocket situation. I just turned that date into a consult. I get all my medical questions in. Yeah. I went on a date with a GI and I was like, yo, this isn't going great, but like, my heartburn medication has not been as strong. You guys have any like other recommendations? I met a podiatrist and she was like, you're totally wearing the wrong shoe for all the volleyball that you do. You should try this out. I went on a date with a dentist and she got me some of those like fluoride toothpaste, the ones that RFK is gonna ban. It's fantastic. I highly recommend going on shitty first dates with doctors. So if anyone knows any like single OBGYNs out there, I have a couple questions on technique that I could use in the future. Guys, dating a doctor, it's the best way to get network agnostic, appointment-free healthcare, okay? You don't even need prior authorization from insurance. Luigi would be like, yo, this deal is great. He would put down his gun, no assassination. It's awesome. And plus, your copay comes with dinner, comes with drinks, and the potential for the fun kind of prostate exam. Think about that one. I know the guys got it. But that's my time, guys. You guys were amazing. I appreciate you very, very much. If you guys have any girls looking for GRE, please send them to my parents, my managers. You know, they were very helpful during my MBA. They deserve some ROI, a little bit of return on in-laws. But thank you all so much. We appreciate it. Let's give it up for Ravi and the next act.
Parth. Give it up for Parth and Chauhan. One second, folks. We're going to do a quick selfie because we love the co-founders here. Big selfie here. Everybody wave.
Big.
Parth flew out just to join us here this evening. So this is a huge step. And honestly, this whole thing was his idea back in 2017.